I was always interested in cars, and it shows today. I've been racing for 30 years now. I've done everything from rally to autocross to circuit racing to drag racing. Racing is fun. I own SMS Design and Performance, and that's my daily job. I come here, that's what I do. I just build cars. I build dream cars, and I maintain, restore, and I've always managed to see an improvement that I can add to something that's existing to make it a little bit better. That's my motto when I approach design. Everything under the sun when it comes to cars. My name is Salah Salahuddin, and I'm a motoring enthusiast. Well, the idea of the shop was an old idea of mine. I've always had a dream to make a shop that can handle everything under one roof. And it's because I wanted to do something that I go to work every day and be happy about going to work. Wanted to do something I love. We started in 2008 in the previous shop, and 2009 we moved here. So we've been here for 10 years now. I mean, it was like a dream come true. We walked in here and it was such an empty shell. It was time to get customers, and you know, it's very hard to build your name, especially when you're new. And thank God we've been on a very good path of making people happy, customers happy, thinking outside the box, advising our customers what can be done and what can't be done. And it's good to take care of these cars and make the customers happy. It's a good feeling.
To me, SMS is a gearhead's playground.
It's a place where you can build your dream car and without having to worry about every little detail. Like, we do everything under one roof. For a customer, it's convenient. Like, if you drop your car to one place, they do paint, mechanic, fabrication, you name it. They do it. We do it all in one place.
I like see the car and see what suits the car and see what I can do with the car first, and then come up with an idea and just follow through. No clones, all originals. Whether it's something small, defines your personality on your car, or an all-out custom build.
He has a good vision. He can tell you what you should modify, what you shouldn't. You need that expertise, that advice. So as a designer, I think he incorporates a lot of that into what he does. And you can see that in their work.
Designers have a tendency to kind of put their own kind of flair on anything because they're creative. They want to show a little bit of themselves in everything they do.
Designing a car can be something that you're following a blueprint, or it can be something that you're making out of your head. You know, you start with a rock and you have to carve it to what you want.
He's a very approachable person. You end up obviously, you know, becoming friends with them.
He has a very natural way of just being able to really, like, you know, come through, have a coffee, come see us, and let's, you know, see what we're up to.
I'm a customer, become a friend as well.
We're a shop that will treat you like family, and will take care of you and will educate you. You'll always have a mean cup of coffee when you come visit. I think what makes us stand out is because we're creative, innovative. We can bolt on, we can do car service, we can do anything to a car, but we can make it special.
There are very few shops when you can walk in and create something that not only looks really good, it has the quality, it has everything.
We're not a shop that thinking about volume, we're thinking about quality. Quality comes with time. Time spent on a thing just allows you to put more details in that particular area you're working on. If you care about what people see on the outside only, it's easy. You know, we don't like to take our customers for granted. And the customers know that. That's why they come. Just like anybody, you know, I like the shape of the RX-7, and I like the fact that it's a rotary. It's got a different style of engine than anything else. And the RX-7 was the light, nimble one, the one that was quick around the tracks and stuff. So that excited me a lot. And when I drove it, I was visiting my friends in Florida and spring break, and I got a chance to drive a demo car from the dealership, and I was hooked. I think a year after that test drive, I bought my first RX-7, or maybe a few months after that, I bought my first RX-7. The way you see it right now in 2001, that's when I fully designed the car and completed it. Basically, I would consider that and a truck that I built one of the first two projects that SMS has done.
This is Snowcat. I was built here at SMS Design Performance. We started our relationship around this car, and I came here and basically said that I'm looking for the best person to be able to do the job that I wanted to do.
The Hellcat was a painstakingly long build, but the show quality is up to every standard it should be.
I want this body kit on, and he's like, yeah, but we have to shave the fenders. And I was like, what do you mean shave the fenders? He's like, we have to literally cut up your car. I'm like, what? No. And then finally, I agreed to it. I was there, I was filming it myself. It was very painful to watch. So I really wanted to take this car to the next level, take Snowcat to the next level.
We built that car and he loved it. The whole thing, you can see it online. You can catch it on YouTube. Go to Snowcat SRT and go to the playlist, and you'll see 19 episodes of how that thing was built. And it's a really fun show.
I really wanted to learn how to drift. I decided that I wanted to buy a drift car and something cheap.
And he walks in here, he's like, I want to build a drift car, because he went to the drift events that happen on the BIC.
So from that point, we're like, you know what? Let's do something crazy.
Basically, the concept was making a buggy-looking drift machine. So we used the Z as a platform because it handles well, and you can get tons of suspension parts and brake parts for it and make it better. So that's why that platform was picked.
The plan for them was like to do the whole project in 2 weeks, like buy a car, cut it up, you know, do the roll cage, and you know, just go have fun.
For me, Salah is very particular because we built this car in the space of less than a year, and we didn't have a single piece of paper, nor a drawing, nor an idea. He envisioned this car on what it looks like right now before we even had a clue.
You know, I was inspired by, you know, having a black box in an airplane, you know, where you have something that, you know, contains everything. So Salah didn't like the idea, and he started calling it a fridge. He was like, what are you trying to build? You're trying to build a fridge? Like, fridge? Yeah, that sounds kind of nice.
We would argue, we would have discussions, and he would be persistently say, no, 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 I know what I'm doing, I want to get it done. This is the way I'm going to do it.
There is room to grow. Like if you want to do turbo, if you want to do supercharge, if you want to do V8, if you want to do V10 swap, it's all there ready for you. Like that, everything was done already. All the homework was done. All you have to do is just swap engines, and you could put literally any engine in that car.
From A to Z, that led to fights, sleepless nights, arguments, everything else, and all around it, he took care of every single detail.
Everybody pulled together, and they did an amazing job and made this vision come true.
We took our time, we overbuilt the whole thing.
But in the end, the results are always phenomenal.
Finally, yesterday, funnily enough, we took it out to the track, and it's absolutely amazing.
I'm very proud of that car. In this industry, you have to learn, and you have to have an open mind to all the new possibilities. And that's how you learn. You just have to learn from others every day. Well, I was a very happy kid growing up. As a kid, I liked motorbikes and go-karts. And when my friend had a go-kart or a bike, I loved to have a go. Maybe when I was 13, I got my first little 50cc bike. And that was my favorite pastime. My uncle just loved cars, and he had a few cars that stood out. All my cousins were playing football and hide and seek, and I was hanging out with him, looking at him working on his car with his friends. So it influenced me a lot. I think he is the main influence is my uncle Adil, because he introduced me to this world. My uncle owned a 280 ZX, and I remember riding in that car. Till today, it feels like the fastest car ever that I've been in. I've been in some fast cars, but it's just at that age, being in something that had over 400 horsepower was something out of the norm. And I think that memory stuck with me until today. It felt really, really fast. I have magazines from 1977, I think, was my first car magazine. I think then my dad started seeing that, and he started buying me car magazines. Until this day, when my father travels, he brings me a magazine or two for cars, and I really appreciate that. My dream car was the Lamborghini Countach. I had it as a poster in my room, just like every other kid of my generation. And it was a dream come true until I got a chance to drive it. And you know, when they say don't meet your heroes, don't meet the Countach, because it drives, I mean, you have to be shaped like an ape to drive it. You have to have very short legs and very long arms to be able to sit comfortably in the car. I sat in it, there was no room for my head. My arms were extended and to the side, and my feet were like this. So this is how you drive a Countach. So then, from then on, I just like cars. There's no dream cars for me. I've always, like even during high school, like my friends would ask me, which wheels should I get? What color should I get the car? You know, they've always trusted my judgment in cars because they saw the interest and they saw the sketches that I did. They used to say, oh, you know, Salah did it for me. So it would just encourage other people to call me and ask me and stuff like that. I learned a lot about attention to detail from going with my father. The quality control and the execution of a project I got from him. After a while, I opened up a business with a few partners, contracting business. Almost 10 years of that, I decided to go ahead with SMS Design Performance. Sold my share and opened up this shop. When I first got my license, I got a hand-me-down 1985 Land Cruiser. Then in 89, I bought a Ford Mustang. It was the car that taught me how to drive because it was such a tail-happy car. It was either try to save yourself or you're in trouble. As a whole, that car really taught me how to handle a car. Beginning of the 90s, drag racing started to come by. I was officially the first race when drag racing was official in Bahrain. It was done at the runway, which is the Sakhir runway. It was really close to the BIC right now. And my first race was me against my uncle who influenced me about cars. And he was racing a Buick Grand National T-Type, and I was racing my Mustang convertible. At that time I had a supercharger on, and he had a V6 turbo. We were in the same class. And that was the first race. Officially, the first two cars that raced were me and my uncle. That's basically where a lot of us raced and started. Can't pinpoint when. It was somewhere around 89. You know, because of my deep love for cars, I just like to race anything, whether it's rally, autocross, and I enjoyed every moment, whether I was doing this or that.
الكل يشتغل، يعني ماجد، أنا، حسن، إبراهيم، صلاح، الكل يشتغل على السيارة. نجهزها في أسرع وقت نقدر نجهزها. صلاح كمتسابق شلون ما أقدر أوصفه لك يعني بطل قديم ما تقدر توصفه، يعني في الدريفت بطل، في ال 2000 سي سي بعد بطل، في الدراج ما يحتاج اتكلم عنه، كل الكؤوس كفايه يعني هي اللي تتكلم.
Well, I broke the world record and I've been breaking the world record overall 6 years straight until was broken by a car with maybe half an engine advantage in size. More than this. I mean, I'm using a small block and they tried to beat me with the small block, but it didn't happen, never happened. This is the world's quickest small block Ford ever made. One time I was in my 2000cc race car and I lost all brakes and I went into the runoff. I had to, skid the car sideways and hit the safety barrier. That was a scary moment. I always wear a Hans device and we're wearing a helmet, fire-resistant suit. We do our part. We don't race unsafe. We try to be as safe as possible. So this is part of me. I love racing. I love to be competitive. I love to enjoy the feeling of speed and stuff. But I would much rather it happens in a safe, controlled environment. I'm going for a legacy. Nothing in particular sticks out. It's just that the continuation of achieving in this field will actually make you relevant. You are showing what you can do and what you're made of. Whether it comes to racing or building cars or whatever, you will always be talked about in your field. Work hard, always looking for a better situation when it comes to racing and stuff, and that comes with time. It's just you just have to be hungry and you have to be persistent. And I'm looking for something to last. And I think we're on the right path.